Research over the last decades has really shown a strong link between air pollution and the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease.
So this is the wet tissues.
Anke Huels is a researcher at the Rollins School of Public Health at Emory University.
We started a collaboration here with a brain bank at Emory.
For her research into the impacts of pollution on the brain, she examined 256 brains of people from different areas of Atlanta.
Based on their last address, where they lived before they died, we assigned air pollution concentrations to that address to reflect what kind of air pollution were they exposed in the years prior to their death. We found that participants that lived closer to major roads before they died, and were therefore exposed to higher levels of air pollution, they had a higher amyloid plaque burden in their brains.
Huel says the major source of air pollution in Atlanta comes from traffic, and that levels are highest on the south side of the city.
The intersections between all the major highways.
There is mounting evidence of air pollution's effects on the brain. In the early 2000s, shortly after the UN deemed Mexico City the most polluted in the world, researchers performed autopsies on the brains of stray dogs and found pollution particles in their brains. And that's when researchers began to realize that some of the smallest particles can be the biggest offenders. The most often mentioned is PM 2.5, particulate matter smaller than 2.5 micrometers in diameter. It usually comes from vehicle exhaust and smoke or dust. It is tiny, 30 times smaller than the width of the average human hair. It can stay airborne for a long time and enter our bodies.
These small particles, PM 2.5 and even smaller particles like nanoparticles, they enter your nose when you breathe in, and then they can actually enter your brain through the olfactory nerve. PM 2.5 is just defined by its size. So it's a mixture of many different chemicals. And many of those chemicals have been shown to be neurotoxic. So once they've entered your brain, they can cause direct damage to the brain and therefore also cause diseases like Alzheimer's disease.
Before you panic and move to the middle of nowhere, it's important to remember that the impacts of air pollution are over a lifetime. Also important, lifestyle factors that prevent cognitive decline also protect against air pollution impacts. And your status in life is also protective. 3 years ago, using data from an online survey of 20,000 people who were asked if their memory was worse than the year before, Huels and her team found that in high air pollution concentration areas south of Atlanta that are socioeconomically disadvantaged, people there have higher rates of cognitive decline than people in high air pollution areas that are in higher income neighborhoods with strong infrastructure.
Those people are kind of protected from the adverse effects of air pollution. So we really didn't see any effects of air pollution on cognitive function among the participants that live in these neighborhoods in the Metro Atlanta area, so more in the north of Atlanta.